Before Girl Crush became a trend, before global tours and Billboard charts, 4 women stepped into an industry built on perfection and set it on fire. Every sound they touched shifted the shape of K-pop. And when they return, the world remembers. This is the legacy of 2NE1. Back then, in 2009, the K-pop industry had a formula. Cute concepts, synchronized choreography, polished innocence, but YG Entertainment was about to break every rule. The label had spent 3 years assembling something different, not a girl group in the traditional sense. 4 distinct voices, each sharp on its own, clashing in energy yet balancing in sound. CL, the rapper with a bilingual tongue and unshakable confidence. Park Bom, whose voice cracked with raw emotion in ways vocal coaches tried to train out. Sandera Park, the Philippines' famous visual who brought star power and warmth. Minzy, a teenage dance prodigy who moved like she was born performing. They called them 2NE1, new evolution of the 21st century, but that name would need proving. Before 2NE1 officially existed, they made an appearance. A collaboration with Big Bang for LG Sion's Lollipop phone, released digitally on the 27th of March 2009. The track wasn't planned as their debut. It served purely as a commercial collaboration. The music video dropped the next day. 4 unknown faces alongside one of K-pop's biggest boy groups. The contrast was immediate. While Big Bang brought swagger, 2NE1 brought something sharper. The video cycled through bold graphics and fashion-forward styling that felt more New York than Seoul. Standing out visually from other groups of that era, the song topped online charts and received over 3 million downloads in South Korea. It couldn't compete on music shows since broadcast rules prevented advertisement tracks from charting, but the digital numbers told a different story. Before their actual debut, 2NE1 already had the public's attention. On the 6th of May 2009, 2NE1 released Fire, their official debut single. The track opened with a horn riff that sounded like a warning siren. Then CL's voice cut through, defiant, confrontational, bold.
I go by the name of CL at 21. It's been a long time coming, but we're here now.
The music video was chaos with purpose. The members styled in mismatched, aggressive streetwear. Nothing about it said, a newly debuted girl group. The song became an instant and massive success in South Korea, topping all online and offline charts. Their first performance came on May 17 on SBS's Inkigayo, and they went on to win 2 Mutison Awards from the music program. And it marked a turning point. Girl groups could be aggressive, they could rap, they could wear what they wanted and still dominate. 2 months after Fire, on the 8th of July 2009, 2NE1 released their first mini-album with I Don't Care as the lead single. Where Fire demanded attention, I Don't Care asked for something more vulnerable. The song was a breakup anthem, but not a tearful one. It was detached, exhausted. The song felt nonchalant, as if indifference itself was the message. The production, courtesy of Teddy Park, layered electronic elements with hip-hop beats, creating something that felt both polished and raw. Even the styling shifted too. Softer silhouettes, more color, less armor. But the attitude remained. The album recorded initial sales of 50,000 copies on Hanteo chart, with total sales exceeding 100,000 copies. The track swept music shows. It won Song of the Year at the Mnet Asian Music Awards. Even the members couldn't hold back their emotions as they recalled it years later.
갑자기 눈물이에요. 그 당시의 느낌도 생각이 났고 저희 2NE1도 생각이 났고 그래서
잘못 불렀나 싶을 정도로 왜냐면 진짜 데뷔한 해의 대상이라니 너무 약간 뭐랄까 다시 보니까 흐릿하지만 그래도 그 자체가 너무 감사했고 너무 소중했고 뭐 잊을 수 없는 가장 인생의 큰 기억이어서 뭔가
대상 받았을 때 아무래도 너무 신인이었고 또 갑자기 너무 큰 사랑을 받다 보니까 그만큼 또 열심히 달렸었거든요. 그 1년 동안.
무대에서 약간 다들 로봇처럼 그냥 얼떨떨하게 있다가 내려와서 대기실에서 엄청 많이 울었던 기억이 있어요. 그게 어떻게 가능하지 싶어요. 사실 신인상과 대상을 동시에 받는 게 정말 큰 행운이었던 것 같아요.
In 2010, 2NE1 released 2NE1, an album that solidified what would be known as the YG sound. It included tracks like Can't Nobody, a confidence anthem with a strut, and Go Away, a track about sharp heartbreak. The following year, they released their second mini-album on July 28, 2011, featuring songs such as Lonely and Ugly. Both albums were primarily written and produced by Teddy Park, with contributions from Kush and Lydia Paik. Each track carried its own identity, choreography, and emotional weight. 2NE1 were exploring every version of their concept. The progression between these albums showed their evolution from fierce newcomers to established innovators. At the 2010 Mama in Macau, that evolution took form on stage. Their Four Guardian Gods concept merged spectacle and symbolism, turning the group's confidence into art. Teddy Park's production defined this period. Heavy bass, unpredictable tempo shifts, and electronic layers that pushed beyond K-pop's usual live band sound. It was bold, maximalist, and impossible to imitate. This was the moment 2NE1's innovation became undeniable. I Am the Best became 2NE1's calling card. Not because it was their most musically complex work, because it was the purest distillation of their attitude. Confidence without qualification. Ambition without apology. At the 2011 Mama in Singapore, as the group won the coveted Song of the Year award for I Am the Best that night, 2NE1 delivered what would become their defining performance. One that captured global attention long before the term viral was part of K-pop strategy. In 2012, 2NE1 embarked on the New Evolution Global Tour, the first world tour by a Korean girl group. The tour saw shows in 11 cities across 7 countries in Asia and North America from July to December. The production scale was unprecedented. Massive LED screens, elaborate set pieces, live vocals over demanding choreography. At their Los Angeles stop, they became the first K-pop girl group listed on Billboard Current Box Score, ranking number 29. The tour attracted 180,000 attendees in total. The Western press noticed. Billboard covered their US dates. Reviews noted their command over international stages. The tour marked their recognition as true global artists. Then in 2014, everything stopped. Park Mom was largely absent from public activities following her 2014 controversy. The media storm was immediate and brutal. What followed was a hiatus stretching over a year. No statements from YG, no comeback dates, just silence. During this void, CL prepared for a US solo debut under Scooter Braun. Dara shifted toward acting and variety shows, Minzy turned to choreography and teaching dance, while Bomb disappeared from the spotlight. The K-pop landscape kept moving. 2NE1 watched from the sidelines. Legacy was made, but the future was uncertain. The 2nd of December 2015, the Mnet Asian Music Awards. CL was scheduled to perform her solo work. The members had been apart for over a year. Fans filled the venue not knowing what to expect. CL's solo set was powerful. Then, the lights dimmed, the crowd noise built, and suddenly Bomb, Dara, and Minzy appeared on stage. The reunion lasted one song. But the reaction was seismic. Fans screaming, some crying, the members themselves visibly emotional while trying to maintain their performance. A moment that made fans believe 2NE1 was finally returning. But the performance would later take on heavier meaning. It was the last time all four members would perform together before the end. A final moment of unity before everything fractured. Even years later, the members recalled how that moment felt like closure more than celebration.
그거는 아무도 예상하지 못했죠. 이게 마지막이 될 거라고는 아무도 예상하지 못했던 무대였고, 그래서 그 무대가 약간 의미가 커요. 지금 생각해도 가장 의미가 있는 무대였죠.
끝나고는 그렇게 항상 하던 일인 것처럼 이렇게 자연스럽게 헤어졌고, 끝나고 잠시나마 그냥 평소처럼 수다 떨고, 이게 마지막일 줄은 몰랐지만 그냥 일상인 것처럼 마무리를 했던 것 같아요.
그때는 그냥 오랜만에 만나서 너무 좋았다 라고 생각하지만 나중에 계속 기억이 이렇게 생생하게 제가 갖고 있는 이유도 그게 크지 않을까 싶네요.
In April 5 of 2016, Minzy announced she was leaving 2NE1. Her contract with YG Entertainment would soon expire, and she chose not to renew. In November 25 of the same year, YG Entertainment officially announced 2NE1's disbandment. The statement was brief. The fan reaction was anguish. 7 years of music, performances, and influence ended with a press release. But the remaining 3 members wanted a proper ending. On the 21st of January 2017, they released Goodbye, a ballad produced by Teddy Park. The song was stripped down, piano, strings. 3 voices harmonizing over lyrics about endings and gratitude. No comeback stages, just the song. It was released digitally, quietly, like a letter to fans. The track's simplicity was its power. After years of bold production and aggressive confidence, Goodbye was just honest. Fans received it as both closure and wound. It was the farewell they earned, but it still felt like a loss. After 2NE1, the members scattered. CL continued her Western push. She performed at Coachella in 2019, a K-pop artist, on one of music's biggest Western stages. By 2021, she'd left Scooter Braun's management and returned to independent work. She released Alpha in 2021, an album that felt like reclaiming her voice after years of compromises. Park Bomb returned in 2019 with Spring. The digital single was soft, nostalgic, built around her distinctive voice. She performed on music shows again, slowly rebuilt a solo presence. Dara became a variety show fixture. She appeared on Korean and Filipino television, did fashion collaborations, maintained visibility without the pressure of constant comebacks. Minzy founded MZ Entertainment in 2018 and released solo music independently. She focused on dance, taught, choreographed, building a career outside the traditional idol system. Despite separate paths, they remained connected. They supported each other's projects publicly. The bond, though stretched, didn't break. On the 22nd of July 2024, YG Entertainment confirmed what felt impossible. 2NE1 would reunite for their 15th anniversary, all 4 members, a world tour called Welcome Back. The tour launched in Seoul in October 2024, then expanded 27 shows. Over 250,000 attendance. The members performed in multiple cities. The shows were proof that the music still hit, that the presence was still there. Years of silences couldn't erase what 2NE1 built. Fans who discovered 2NE1 through the hype in 2015 now saw them live. Fans who'd been there since Fire brought their own children. The crowd demographic spanned generations, everyone singing along to I Am the Best like it dropped yesterday. 2NE1's story didn't end with applause. It echoed forward, shaping everything that came after, into every artist they inspired next. Watch a Blackpink stage. The attitude, the fashion, the confidence. That's 2NE1’s DNA. Watch Idol experiment with sound. The bold production choices. The member-driven creativity. That's 2NE1’s blueprint. Watch ITZY's unapologetic swagger. The "we don't care what you think" energy. That's 2NE1’s influence. The lineage is undeniable. Modern K-pop girl groups that prioritize individuality over uniformity, edge over cuteness, attitude over perfection. They're all walking paths 2NE1 carved. The group didn't just succeed in their era, they changed what the standard could look like. Fashion-wise, their impact persists. The bold, mismatched styling, the streetwear meets high fashion approach, the idea that girl group members could dress like artists, not products. Most importantly, 2NE1 proved girl groups could be imperfect, that vocal tones didn't need to be pretty by traditional standards, that synchronization could be sacrificed for individual expression. That confidence could be a concept in itself. 2NE1 lasted 7 years the first time. The reunion has given them more. They were never meant to be the girl group K-pop wanted. They were the group it needed. 4 individuals who refused to blend. 4 voices that sounded wrong until you heard them together, and then nothing else sounded right. From 2009 to 2016, they built a discography that still lives in playlists. From 2024 to now, they've proven that legacy isn't nostalgia, it's foundation. The industry they disrupted has evolved, but the evolution carries their mark. Every girl group that chooses defiance over perfection, every idol who dares to look different, sound different, be different. That's 2NE1's lasting fire. 2NE1 dared to be bold. Will you?